Let's see who's all here. Make sure you can hear me too. Now I'm back from vacation. I'm excited to be here. Hey, all right, can y'all hear me? I think it's still firing up. All right, my laptop's kicking on. All right, just let me know when someone can hear me.
I can't. Oh, here goes.
Yeah, it's just starting up, Joy.
3, 2, 1.
There we go. All right, we're live now. It took a second. All right, how's everybody doing? I'm back from vacation. I missed y'all last Friday. Let's see who's here real quick. NWO, Lorna, JT, John Smith. Thank you, John. Tracy, Ali Roo, Dave, K Mac. I know Joy's in here. Louise, good to see you. Easy Squeezy's in here. Scott, good to see you. Tracy. Scotty, Jay Moore, Polar Bear, Mammy, Cindy, good to see you. Yeah, it's good to be back in Tennessee. Tanda, good to see you. Yep, from Texas. Plus, yeah, I didn't get as bad as sunburn. I got a little bit on the upper shoulders and stuff. Plus, Lewis, good to see you. Judy, good to see you. Gwen, Lori, Claudia, Matthew, Joan, good to see you. Yeah, so the UV rating, I was over at Myrtle Beach for about almost a week, and the UV rating was about a 2. And I didn't think I was going to get a whole lot. I was in the water a lot, and I know how that magnifies and reflects a lot of sun. I actually got more sun than I thought I would, but I'm doing pretty good with that. So, and hey, I don't have any stories to tell you as far as bad stories. I don't have any, nothing bad happened. So I can't believe it. I thought we might have had one here and there, but nope, nothing happened. We're good. We had a good, peaceful vacation. So I'm glad to be back. Let's talk about that thumbnail real quick. So when I was gone, and I went and saw my kids and watched my daughter play volleyball, it was a lot of fun. She did a really good job, and spent some time with them and getting some dinner out and things. And I'm not watching a lot of news. I'm not watching a whole lot of YouTube channels. I have people that I like to follow, as well as you. We have the same people that we like to watch. And so when I'm on vacation, I don't turn on a lot of that. And I was kind of curious getting back into town and starting to reconnect and watch the news again and kind of see what's going on and kind of get a temperature gauge of where we're at. And as preppers, what's going on in the world. And I start catching up on some videos. I start watching a little media on TV. And sure enough, on media, they're finally talking about stuff that we've all been talking about for months. It's amazing. I guess they started watching House of Prep, and they're like, oh, wow, we need to start reporting what this guy's saying. No, that's not what it is. But they're starting to talk about the shortages and about all the ships that are out at the ports and out just sitting and waiting their turn, and the backup warehouses and the lack of drivers. And they're reporting it more than once. It's become their ongoing story now, built in with everything else going on. But now that they're talking about it more and promoting that, not that fear hits the prepper community because we're already preparing, but we do know how that people out in the world and how folks react to the media starting to jump on stuff. They start reacting out of fear. So that's prompted me to really start watching the grocery stores. And my wife's been, I've been. We have 3 or 4 different stores we like to go to here local. And I'm really keeping an eye on stuff now because at any time, and usually it doesn't get announced, right? There's not a big announcement of, hey, we're going to be short on stuff because everyone decided to come and make a run on, remember when it was toilet paper, we remember that, cleaning supplies. So it's just better to be well-rounded. Just go ahead and get everything that you need right now. And we do know that there are still continual newer preppers jumping on all the time, and we may have some watching us here tonight. And I'll get here in the comments, and we'll get to questions and things here in a little bit. But I just started, we talk about our spidey sense, right? That little voice or conscience or something that's in our ear, our gut. It's just letting us know, hey, I think it's more than just trying to forecast things. It's more than just talking about it. It's in motion, and it's not like it's a light switch. Like boom, it's a light switch. It's on. You can kind of just sense it. It's in the atmosphere. It's in the body language of people that I see, that I talk to. You're just starting to get a sense that we're right on the edge, on the cusp, I think, of some bigger shortages, more to come than what we've already been dealing with. And that's why I like our Thursday videos, because let's face it, I'm hearing about other countries, other regions, and sometimes that's where it starts. It starts in your area, and maybe somebody else will say, hey, my area looks good. Well, if we kind of pay attention to certain areas, that can grow and spread, to our areas. And so I enjoy reading your alls. In fact, I'm still trying to catch up from this week being gone. But that's something that we do. We communicate back and forth. We share information, and it's good to keep an eye on the grocery stores and the shelving and things, because that's the temperature gauge. That shows us what's really happening. And as you talk to the managers or the people stocking the shelves, you can start getting some inside information. We're fortunate that we do have folks here that work in different stores and warehouses and even restaurants, and we're hearing a lot that's telling us, hey, you need to start preparing and getting those last minute things that you want to have to take out for the rest of this year. Go ahead and start getting this stuff now. So, yeah, I see Luis, and I appreciate this, saying that, hey, thought I would give an update on the petrol situation in the UK. Luis bought 10 liters today that's $14.30 in the pounds. For everyone in the U.S., that converts just over 2 gallons at the cost of $19.66. So that's averaging almost $10 a gallon. Is that really happening? That's incredible. Now, I know our gas here locally, I just noticed it today, being back in town and kind of getting a sense of things. We went up from the $2.90s that we jumped up to $3.19. And I don't know what day that took place, or while I was gone. So when I got back, gas has gone up, 20 cents plus, just within a week. So that's telling us UK is starting to see some very serious, and I appreciate the updates from the other countries. I've heard off and on in this last month or two, a few people that let me know from the UK, let me know about the gas issues and the problems that there. I think Deeds is another one. I don't think Deeds is on tonight. But it sounds like the different areas of UK, they're having some serious issues. But I couldn't imagine $10 a gallon. That's just insane. And that's sometimes trying to find it. So Dave says $3.34 a gallon there. So that sounds like that's gone up too. Now I know over like on our West Coast, New York, like over in California and Oregon, I've had folks, sometimes say it's over $5 a gallon, and to me that's a lot. But I couldn't imagine $10 a gallon. So it seems like that's going up again. I mean, we're not even into the winter yet. I think that once, people start using up more of the natural gases and things for heat, fuel costs in general, I think, are just going to continue to climb. And that's what I'm afraid of right now. So, yeah, anything you guys can get ahead while prices are still reasonable, across the board. Again, talking about trying to catch up, being on vacation, media talking about the auto industry reporting shortages on parts. We already knew that. We've already been talking about that for months. But now that it's gotten bad enough, it's caught the media's attention now to let's run this. Let's play it. Yeah, wood heat, Dave. That's right. And I know you stay busy keeping your wood stocked up and chopped up. And as long as you got plenty of trees around, and or somebody who is giving you some, make sure you take advantage of that for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, easy. I don't know. Yes, it could be some kind of a game. I don't know. Yeah, that's right, Lorna. I got the shirt on today. Like I said, when you start getting that feeling, I just wanted to go out and say, hey, it's close. So wanted to represent. Yeah, Ali Roo, what was your brother? Your brother works for the GM. That's right, and they will be laid off in December for sure, possibly November. Really? Wow, I did not hear that. So they're talking about layoffs, and I'm assuming that's because they just don't have enough parts and enough materials to keep everybody busy. Wow, that's crazy, Ali Roo. That's just going to our auto industry. The prices for automobiles, I know they're already going up. Pricing used vehicles and looking for good used vehicles, it's amazing how the cost of that has gone up. And that's just telling me it's going to go up even more for this coming year. Gigi's asking, I guess there was a recall on the Clover Valley canned roast beef and gravy from Dollar General. I did not know that. So thank you, Gigi, for sharing that. If anyone has some of that stuff that's stocked up, I guess research that. There must be a date. Usually they give you like a time frame. If you bought the can between now and then, hey, we're doing a recall. So that's something to look into if you've bought some of those cans. Thank you, Gigi. Yeah, K-Mac, I believe that a recession's coming. How could it not? With the way that everything's going, with all the inflation and everything, we have to be hitting that mark. And I know that's why our leadership just wants to pump out more money. And they're pushing for that, to print more money, to go further in debt, because they're just trying to slap a Band-Aid on it and trying to keep us from going into a full-blown recession. And even though it's just postponing it, and they just don't want to keep printing more money. We know the taxes will get raised. Look, we're going to hit some sort of a bottom at some point. We can't sustain this. We just can't. The way that these stackable events and everything that's just hovering around right now, there's going to be a wall. There's going to be a time that the bottom falls out. And I sense it. You can see it. You can feel it. Yeah, get your car serviced. Thank you, Ali Roo. Look, if you've been postponing oil changes, getting some new tires, your brakes checked, just get it all done. Because you just don't know. You don't know when the day will come where you decide, hey, I want to go get my car, repaired and looked at and maintenanced. And they say, hey, sorry, we don't have any parts. All of our parts are stuck out overseas, or there hasn't been any shipments in the last month. We don't have any parts. So just while they have the stuff, just do it. It's good to not procrastinate anyway. So just go ahead and just get that stuff knocked out. Windshield wipers, new headlights, blinker lights, just anything that you need done to your vehicle. Make sure it's in tip-top shape. Go ahead and spend the money now and get it fixed while everybody still has the supplies and the parts too. Because look, supplies are going to start getting tighter and tighter. You can already see it. So, and there's still times you go to the car dealerships and it's like a ghost town. Where are all the cars? And I've seen it. And you're just like, they're just not there. Jenny Lee, good to see you. Glad you made it. Yep. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's good to have this group of like-minded people. We're always able to bounce stuff off each other. So Gigi says, been hearing the canned meats are few and far between on the shelves. I did notice that. Dave has been telling me he keeps an eye on the Keystone Meats in the Indiana area that he's at. And I went to my local Walmart that carries Keystone. The other stores do not in my area. And all that Walmart had at the Keystone was the chicken. The beef was totally off the shelf, wiped out. And I think that's being driven by those meat prices. Them darn meat prices. I went to the meat section again today. And sure enough, there's hardly any meat on the shelf, but the meat that's there is jacked up. And it's stupid. It's just, I want to buy it. But I just can't bring myself paying those prices like that on a weekly basis. I just can't do that. Came back a $10,000 surcharge on a new car. That's crazy if it's already getting like that. Scott, that's funny. Told your wife to keep washing the car while we still have water. That's funny. Yeah, it didn't go over too well. Jan's saying there could be a recall on the Butterball ground turkey. So possible bits of plastic in it. So guys, research that if you've been stocking up on that. Yeah, air filters. Thank you, Easy Squeezy. That's a great thing. Another thing is not just for your car, but for your house. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I was on the hunt for air filters, and my wife and I both, every time we'd go into different stores, we're trying to find the air filters for our home, and they were hard to find for a while. I think I could have went online and ordered them, and I don't know what the time frame of that was, but I waited it out, and then I did eventually find some. Sometimes it's timing, right when they were able to get some in stock, you happen to be there. But you can just tell they don't carry the same amount that they used to. So yeah, car filters, protect your lungs, stuffing that's out in the air out there and in your house. Hey, K-Dog, good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, K-Dog. There's just so much craziness in our world right now. So much stuff is politic driven. It makes me sick to my stomach. I watch it. I don't like talking about it. It's just so, leadership is just, everything's so warped right now, and the way that the culture that we're in, and the cancel culture, and just all the politics, and just everything's driven. Everyone's pitted against each other, and it's just it makes me sick to my stomach. I just stop and look. I'm like, where are we headed? What's the end game here? Where are we going? And ultimate, we all pay the price. You guys, me, all of us, our neighbors. We're heading in a bad direction. But bottom line is, look, you're responsible. I'm responsible for us, for our homes, for taking care of our families. So it's okay to get angry. It's okay to get frustrated. But look, at the end of the day, you got to brush that off and say, okay, we got to take care of our own business. Get your house in order. House of prep. Get your house in order. And focus on that. Focus on what you can control. And try to better yourself. I stopped at the store today, and while I'm there, I'm like, I'm going to grab at least something, because I believe in the habit of every day that you're out, that you have an opportunity, or at least every week, add something a little extra, and it doesn't cost a whole lot of money when you do it that way. Just keep adding a little extra, find where you have some holes in your preps, and keep adding to it. Plus, you're still afraid of your pantry. What's going on with your pantry? You've been adding for so long now. Yeah, you just like, all right, I'm afraid to go in there. Might have to do a 2-day pull out, clean out, reorganize, restack. See where you're at. Lindsay's asking, has anyone heard of the Costco flash sale happening? She's thinking about going tomorrow or Saturday. I have not heard. I don't have a Costco that's close to me, so I don't pay real close attention to Costco. Yeah, Melissa, that's kind of been heavy on a lot of people. Yeah, since December 2019, since it does. It just, yeah, spring clean. Plus, I get it. I get you. Yeah, but those get your house in order ringing in the back of your mind. Listen to that. If you hear that and you feel it, you better listen. Don't ignore it. Don't push it and say, don't suppress that. That's your common sense kicking in, right? Your gut, letting you know that, hey, I better get some things prepared. Antic Recovery, good to see you. Freeze lots of eggs. Yeah. Hey, guys, look, if you got freezer space, get creative. Get creative eggs. Find other things and research and practice. And then when you freeze stuff, practice thawing it out and using it. So that way you're not surprised by things and you've learned how it reacts to things and how it changes after you've frozen something and thawed it out again. And but use up your space. I know our freezer space is always used up. We keep it rotated. I'm always, if I have holes, I make sure we fill it back up. Let's see. How am I doing, Joy? So far, so good. I'm trying to make sure that I keep questions and stuff. Melissa's saying, oh, no worries, Jerry. I don't ignore those gut feelings even when my family thinks I've gone off the deep end. Yes. Yeah, so, hey, look, sometimes you're not going to have everybody on board with you, and that's life in general. Anything you do in life, you're not going to always have everybody on board with 100% of what you're doing. I think more and more people are waking up and understanding and being more supportive of prepping. I think by the way that society has been heading for a couple of years now, that I think more people are being understanding. Now, I know there's still people that don't want to listen and they don't believe in it and they're discouraging. Yeah, but you just keep listening, keep doing what you're doing. So you're doing good. Yeah, Tracy, good point. Yeah, label, date, and rotate the preps. And it's huge. Keeping an eye, keeping it all under control, an organization. That's a great tip. Yeah, Lorna. Yeah, Joy's here. Yeah, she's definitely, she has a video on. She'll go in and out of the room here and there. And then when I see her coming back, I'm like, oh, I must have missed a question or something. But she helps keep me straight. I saw somebody say, don't go in debt. I thought I saw that. If that, okay, don't go into debt to prep. Eric, oh, that was Eric. I saw that now. Yeah, I believe that too, Eric. Hey, old bloke, good to see you. Hey, old bloke, let us know how Australia's doing, buddy. I know that different regions of your country have different things affected. I've been thinking about how you've been doing over there. I think I saw you on the Thursday make a comment too. But talking about going into debt for prepping, yeah, I don't think you should go out and run up a credit card just to buy lots of stuff and do things. Because let's be realistic, if we just continue on this stretch with never going off the deep end and we just always keep just pushing the limit and pushing the limit, things are safe, you're going to have to pay back that debt. You're going to be now strapped with interest. And that interest now you're going to be wasting your money. And I believe as a prepper and being responsible that I think having a budget, getting out of debt is super, super intelligent. So great point on that, Eric. That's a good talking point. We could talk about that for a whole video. Yeah, Gigi says limits everywhere on everything. Here, Walmart limiting 1 pound propane bottles. I haven't noticed that yet. And again, that could be regional starting, but usually once Walmart starts something in another region, that'll spread. But yeah, the stores limiting things, look, they know. The stores know. The managers know. They know. They know all the corporates of these stores know that there's issues. And they've already been limiting. Yeah, K-Mac, good point. Making sure medical supplies. Again, there could be shortages again on that. I saw it a year ago. You went to get your favorite, headache medicine or your, body ache medicines and anything, any cold medicine, and they were off the shelf. They were gone. And if it wasn't been for stuff that I had prepped, I'd have been out of luck. So, yeah, Dave, deer hunting next month. All right, I know you're itching. I know you're gonna get out there. Load them freezers. Yeah, easy squeezy, good point. There is an adapter that you can refill at yourself at home. If you've got one of those big, what are they, the big 5 pound, grill, the big grill canisters. And if you have that adapter, you can refill those small ones right there in your backyard. Just be careful, don't light any matches around there or anything. Follow the safety instructions. But it's way cheaper that way. You definitely can do that. Glenn says Augustin Foods has shut down production for at least 90 days. I did not hear that. So again, that'll affect supply for people that like to buy the freeze dried and the Augustin Farms and things. And that's what is happening across the board. All kinds of companies are dealing with issues. Ali Roo was asking if I saw or we saw the video from Tasmania, panic buying totally wrapped around the store. I did not see that. But it doesn't shock me. It doesn't surprise me. Do you remember all those videos a year ago? I mean, this isn't science fiction. We're not a fairy tale storyteller. I'm not here to tell fairy tales. This is reality. It's already happened, but people are so quick to forget. It's like, they're like, what? I don't remember that. It happened last year, remember? In fact, you were probably one of the ones, you're talking to your friends, you were probably one of the ones waiting in line and for an hour trying to get, but they forget. And they continue with the way that life has been and without prepping. Oh, hey, before I forget, I wanted to make sure, I don't think I saw Gene on here, but Gene, if you watch this video later, Gene sent me a little bit of money. She said, hey, put this towards your pantry preps. And I appreciate that. I appreciate Gene. Thank you for doing that. I just thought of that. I wanted to make sure to thank you, publicly for that. So, yeah, Lorna, normalcy bias. Yeah, you're right. So, oh, thank you, JT. That's a great subtle reminder there. Yeah, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up button. I know a lot of you already have on the video. Just if you don't mind doing that, thank you, JT, for reminding me. All right, old bloke, here we go. Panic buying here every time there is a lockdown craziness. Really considering the supermarkets never close or run out of stuff because they monitor and limit what we need. So this sounds like the stores are kind of doing that monitoring and limiting, kind of like a lot of our stores are adapting. And hey, I guess that's going to help. It'll keep it stretched out, and it'll help keep from being totally out of items. So, I know Australia has their own struggles with dealing with some of that as well. So we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. Double stuffed Oreo money. That's right. Yes, sir. Sometimes I get that gut feeling, that little voice in my ear that, the spidey senses going off that I need to go buy some double stuffed Oreos. So sometimes that happens too. And I always listen. Until I got the doctor in this ear. And then I have to say, all right, yeah. Easy Squeezy says, Jet Boil is a great stove, small and compact and easy to use. Okay, nice. Yeah, I've never tried one of those personally, but people that I've talked to sounds like they really love it. So Chris says that Hostess is going out of business, or questioning, is Hostess going out of business? I have not heard that. I do know that companies are struggling. There's a lot of new rules, shortages, mandates, all kinds of things that are floating around out there. that businesses are already hurting. Look, our small businesses have been, and large businesses too, they're still struggling and trying to catch up from a year ago. And it just seems like things just don't get easier for them. And still not even enough employees. And Gigi's reminding to get grow lights or a knockoff Aero Garden for fresh greens and herbs for winter. So that's a great reminder. And to stay focused on that, because, yeah, we haven't brought that up tonight. Tana, that's a good question. Let me hit that here in just a second. Yeah, get your seeds, and I know it's kind of like off season right now if you go to the stores. Hopefully that you've had seeds, but you kind of start thinking, hey, you got to start planting this stuff now, getting it ready, and kind of come up with the game plan for spring. It'll be here before you know it. So anyway, Tana is asking, what is a good small heater for inside? The ones that I've used and that I've heard a lot of people use is that, what's it called, the Mr. Heater, the one that we have, the Buddy,
Mr. Buddy, or
Buddy Heater, Mr. Buddy. Yeah, somebody jump in here and help me out on that. Yeah, Buddy propane heater. That's it. Yeah, the Buddy propane.
yes, you use that indoors then?
Yeah, you can use them. You just have to be careful. Some people have those where the carbon monoxide detectors and things in your house. Some people crack a window. Some people say don't use it like while you're sleeping all night long.
Little Buddy heater.
Little Buddy heater, that's it. That's the one that we have, is the Little Buddy. Huh?
Mr. Heater's the bigger.
The bigger one's Mr. Heater. So I would read all the safety items on that before you actually use it. I hear different, warnings, and then also success stories about it that you can do it. So yeah, Plus says get the Buddy with a fan. So you can definitely use them, but just be really safe and careful. Okay. Yeah, like Lorna said, always use the carbon monoxide detector. And especially if you're going to use it while you're sleeping. You don't want one of those sleeps to be the ones you never wake up from. And I'm not trying to joke. I mean, that's a serious thing. So just be real careful with them. But in a pinch, obviously, if you're freezing to death, you're going to use something for heat and to stay warm. So, yeah, Ali Ruth said the Mr. Heater is okay for inside, but she uses, the same thing. The carbon monoxide detector and electric blanket is good for the night when you turn it off. So yeah, just be super careful. Yeah, keep a fire extinguisher on hand for sure. A couple, especially when you have heated elements in your home that you're using. Just keep safety. Be smart, and that way, if you don't have power, and we saw that last year with Texas, boom, everyone out no power, and it was winter, it was cold, and people that had little extra heat, things like that, were thankful that they did. So, let's see. John said finally started doing inventory of his preps this week. Let me scroll up. I almost missed it here. And writing it down. Okay, I did a stock and stack for so long, didn't know what I had. Now I have it. Yeah, John, I did about a year ago or so. I did a video. How do I know what I have? I mean, sometimes you open up that pantry or you're looking and you're just like, what do I really have? I've been just stocking. I mean, how much do I have, and how long will this really last? Sometimes it's good to just kind of, either whether you write it down or pull it all out, kind of just do a quick inventory and just kind of see calorie wise and ounces wise, based on how many is in your family. I think this will last me 3 months. Or, hey, we got enough now for 6 months. But kind of get your mind wrapped around it. Kind of see where you're at, so you kind of know what else you might need to get, or maybe in a certain area or not. So I like it. Organization. Plus is asking if we all remembered the Mexican blankets. Plaid in all colors. They're fabulously warm. I don't think I've ever owned one that's like that. Yeah, easy. That's a good recommendation. Every 3 months or so, uh, just kind of do an inventory check. It helps with your rotation too. Sometimes things get pushed back, and you kind of miss it. So, yeah, Mama Deuces. I know you have. Yeah, you've got between three massive storage pods. So, yeah, I can imagine you're probably itching to get those preps back out and to kind of go through them again and kind of start that process of using the older ones. And so I get it. Yeah, Chris, you can go stock and stock and still go to the pantry and say, I can't find anything to eat. Hey, we've done it. Hey, Nathaniel, good to see you, buddy. Weighted blankets. Yeah, we have some family members in our family that really love the weighted blankets. You want to feel cozy. My wife, the last couple days, she just keeps saying she just likes to be cozy. So I find her cranking down the AC so she could put on a sweatshirt, thick socks, sweatpants, and make a hot tea and light a candle and wrap up in a blanket. And I come home from work, and it's like 80 degrees outside. And I come home from work and it's like an ice box. I'm like, whoa, it's cold in here.
It's my fall break.
Yeah, but she's finishing up her fall break, so she's just carrying on our vacation just a couple more days. So, and that's okay. She deserves it. Yeah, Gigi, you have oh wait, they're called fat kitty cats. So yeah, that'd be a lot of body warmth, I'm sure. Hey, Utah Mike. No, that's all right. Jump on in, brother. Yeah, Ali Roo, I've tried them, and I like a little bit of weight. When I'm sleeping, I like the feel of like a heavy blanket or something. Um, I'm just I just didn't like, and I'm sure I could get used to it. I just didn't like the real weighted blankets, right? The extra weight. I didn't like it. Antic recovery, yes, coffee. Absolutely. I've heard talks for a year that, hey, keep an eye on coffee. Same, just like a lot of other products and things being imported and shortages and issues with getting coffee and prices going up. So, yeah, for those that like the caffeine fix, a lot of you know my caffeine fix. So, this is where I get it. But I like coffee. I'll drink sometimes at work. They'll have coffee brewing and it's free. I can go get it coffee, from there, and I'll drink some in the mornings, especially when it gets colder out. Yeah, because sometimes when it's hot and it's summertime and it's hot, that's why I guess I kind of got used to drinking the soda pop, right? Um, because it's colder and I like, having that to cool down a little bit. Ice fishing gear for for your Christmas present. Now, is that Christmas present for yourself? But that would be a good prep when you have to cut into some ice. Old bloke says they have some wool blankets and stuff. That's good. A tent for the house. Yeah, if you have your heat go down and your electric go down and it's freezing, a tent for your house or confine everyone to a smaller section of to your home, to a room, block it off, try to keep that room warm. If you can't keep the entire house warm, you know, put extra blankets over the doorway, at least blocking the cracks and things like that. Nathaniel said apparently liking weighted blankets is very common with autism, and that yes, you have autism yourself. Okay, very cool. That's neat to know that. And Nathaniel, we appreciate you being here, buddy. Let's see, source subject. My Keystone arrived horribly dented. I demanded a free refund. This was the past spring. Source subject. Yeah, Lorna, I know you've had a lot of bad luck with getting Keystone delivered. I have not yet seen dented cans for me. I don't order cans a whole lot. When I have, I've been very fortunate hearing some of the different horror stories. Misha Bell, good to see you. Misha has a question, and I try not to say certain things because I've seen so many other creators get blocked and then suspended. So I try to just stay away from certain verbiage and talks and things. But yeah, coming up with job ideas. That's a good question. There's a real need for ideas for people that are searching for different jobs. So I think that's a good talking point if some people had some ideas for her. Let's see, Glenn said this morning on Amazon 2-burner Coleman camp stove was at $129. Only 3 days ago they were $79. Wow. I have one. Was going to get a second one. Glad I didn't need one to begin with. Yeah, Glenn, that's a huge markup on price. Yeah, you're right. They used to be 70, 80 bucks. So I'll have to look at that later to see. That's crazy. I'm just scrolling back down here. Yeah, if I miss somebody, I'm not doing it on purpose. Did I miss somebody? What? You just turned off your phone on me. Gigi said prep home supplies, electrical cords, extra light bulbs, caulk, plastic for window tarps. Absolutely. Great point. Just like we talked about with vehicle update, you got your house update upgrades and fix sometimes your repairs. Get those supplies and tools and things that you're going to need for your house. Just get them because again, the prices are going to go up and possibly product disappear. And if you run into where, wow, we don't have any light bulbs, I should have got some. So that's a great point. Yeah, and that's great. I appreciate you guys, the moderators, that throw out reminders too. If you're watching this video, whether it's now here live or you're watching this later in this weekend or on the week, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. I try to do a couple videos every week throughout the week and a live every Friday night. And we've got a great group of people here. Everybody likes to help each other and share information, and we like to have fun too and cut up. It's not all about just being scared and fearful and serious, even though we are serious. We take prepping serious, but we like to have a good time as well. I think you find we have a good group here, so if you don't mind, hit the subscribe and the little reminder bell that's on there, and you'll get reminded for any videos that go out. All right, let me scroll back up here, make sure. JK, good to see you. JK went to CVS a few days ago, and the shelves and some products were bare. So yeah, another example. Thank you. That's what we're finding that more and more. And look, our shipping, whether it's receiving shipments from overseas at our ports, it's broken. The system's broken. Whether you can blame it on whatever you want to, a lack of workers, a lack of will, no cooperation, no ideas, or whatever the problem is. Whether it's on accident, whether it's on purpose, whether it just is what it is. Bottom line is it affects our stores. It's happening. And even if you have product, if it's not doesn't appear to be bare, take a minute and look behind that first row and see if there's more product back there or if it's that row and there's nothing else behind it. Because that's how it is a lot of times I'm at the store, that sometimes there's stuff on the shelf and you're thinking at first, oh, they've got everything. Well, they do for that day. But if everybody came in and decided they wanted to start stocking up and buy everything, that's not going to last but 15 minutes. There's not that much there. If it doesn't go front to back or sometimes from bottom to the top, there's just not enough product to fill the shelves like they used to. All right, let me scroll back down here. Mary Roberts said, what kind of shortage are you seeing where you live? So, Mary, that's a good question. I live here, just for those who are still getting to know me, here in Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. We have an Aldi's, an H.G. Hill, a Kroger, and Walmart. And then obviously some dollar stores of different sorts. And looking at what we keep dealing with, one thing is this. My wife found me a couple of these the other day. Well, I went today just to look, and they were totally out. This has been an ongoing issue, the sodas and things. And I know that's not a prep item. I get it, guys. It's an addiction. It's something that I could live without. No, not really. I can't live without it. But water, cases of water had been an ongoing issue. Though today they did have a decent amount of cases of water. Sports drinks, Gatorade. I know it was summer. They did have some today, but that's been an ongoing thing. A lot of canned goods. Things that use the aluminum or the metal, the cans. A lot of those are real thin. I wouldn't say they were short, except certain items like corn. Corn was just very hard to get. Some other different vegetables and things of cans, very sparse, say the word. Glass jars, whether it's like pasta sauce, ragouts, different brands of pasta sauce, and the gravies, the jarred gravies, were gone. I think they might have had one flavor like turkey or something, probably because they had already brought it in getting ready for Thanksgiving. But I'm noticing a lot of those products. I mentioned the meat products, very thin, and because I talk about the price, and I think that's why the steaks and such, they're just not putting as much on the shelf because I don't think they're getting bought up as much, and they'd have a lot of waste. Could be that is what it is, and that's also why they're jacking the price up because of the supply demand, right? The supply is down low. They still have decent amount of chicken, pork, chicken wings. That seems to be an ongoing problem of trying to find chicken wings. Sometimes milk and eggs, believe it or not, have been really low. Today they were actually pretty decent. And I know it depends on sometimes what day of the week you go, what time of the day you go. But there's just certain things that you just kind of see a trend. Paper products like your paper plates, your I call them throwawayables, and your plasticware. I noticed that a lot of those are gone off the shelf all the time. Like every time you go in there, you might find a couple packs of something. And I'm fortunate because then I'll go ahead and buy it while I'm there. But that's a running, ongoing issue for my area anyway. I'm going to scroll back down, see if I can catch up here.
You might want to do a quick reminder about politics tonight.
Yeah, guys, Look, it's easy. We could talk politics all night long, and we'd have people on different sides. We'd get into, heated arguments. And those are fun. Those are great. And look, I like watching other channels that talk a lot of politics. And I get that a lot of decisions that our leaderships in general are making is creating more financial issues for our country. Just as a rule of thumb, and we mention stuff from time to time, and you'll hear me mention stuff from time to time. If I don't jump on certain questions or comments and stick to that topic on politics, here at House of Prep, we just try to stay as neutral as we can because we have a lot of folks here that are on the other side. You always hear the saying when you're talking with folks that you meet in life. You can talk about anything, but just don't talk about religion or politics. Because that's where the fights start, right? That's just how it is. Everyone draws a line in the sand, and I will. I mean, I've told people here before. I'm a Christian, but we don't focus the whole video on religion, right? We don't. Same with politics. Well, I'll mention something just because it is a real issue in life, but it's easy to make a line drawn in the sand and just tick off a bunch of people, and it's kind of taken away from the direction that I kind of had a vision with this channel. Is I wanted it to be as focused on prepping as much as possible, and there are some very important things that can be talked about, but there's a lot of prepper channels out there that talk about politics all the time, sometimes more than prepping. And so I can get my fill. I can go over to that channel and I can have fun and, see people get angry and, argue over there if you want. And, but that I'm just making sure that newer folks that are coming onto this channel, why won't he talk about politics, or why doesn't he want to? And that's just, I'm just kind of letting you know that. I just share that with you. It's not that I don't like to talk politics. It's just I feel that the direction that this channel started. I started this a little over a year ago, and I kind of just let this channel grow in the direction that we as a family were growing with this channel. And I just got the sense that it is best suited for House of Prep to focus on prepping as much as possible, for 99% of the time. And I just want to make sure that for newer folks that are coming on board, that you kind of understand that. And I hope you understand that. I hope that we can do that. So, and if I want a good fill of politics, man, I just flip on the news for just 10 minutes, and whoo, you can get all the politics you want. Just flip it on, and that's what I think. We just get so much, and I think we get weighed down as preppers, that we just get so full of all the junk that's out there, and we just cram it in our ears, and we're just, we're walking around frustrated all day and bitter feeling and feeling yuck and nasty. And I like to have a fun, I call it a safe place. I call it a fun zone where we can still talk prepping. We can be serious about prepping, but we can still have fun and kind of use this as a detox, right? We joke about that. Place to go where we don't have to worry about the egg throwing, the rock throwing, right? Because we all live in glass houses, so I prefer not to have extra rocks thrown. So, hey guys, just to let you know, we're approaching the hour mark. I just happened to glance down. It goes like that. It's like I figure like we just started this 5 minutes ago, but we're coming up on the hour. And I know some of you have had to get off already. I try to be respectful of your time. I appreciate it. I know some of you guys are moderators. Some of you moderate on other channels. A lot of you guys watch a lot of other live videos out there, and I try to keep it around the hour as much as I can. And I let you all off last Friday night. I hope you guys did have a good Friday night off last Friday night. So, hey, Deeds, good to see you. apparently getting a large new toilet roll factory being built. There you go. You guys can send some of them rolls over here. How's the gas situation over there, Deeds? I brought you up at the beginning of the video because you kind of kept us at pace. You've been having issues off and on. Lorna, you guys took my Camaro for a spin. You know, I was wondering why the seat was pulled forward. You guys messing with my Camaro while I was out of town. I don't appreciate that.
Somebody ate in it too.
Yeah. You guys had crumbs in there and everything. Deeds said better. Good. Okay, Deeds, I'm glad. Yeah, I wanted to make sure you guys were able to get what you needed. So. That's right, Easy. Wrap them up in $100 bills first. Ali, that's funny. Yeah, he's like, all right, no more toilet paper. You got to find some new hiding spots. But it's been good to be back with you guys on Friday night. I have a great time just hanging out with you guys. I like to watch you guys having conversations, side conversations going. I love it. I'm glad that you guys have a good time here. And then as I'm sometimes just rambling on away. But great, we had some great questions tonight, great topics. So I appreciate you guys, and we'll go ahead and wrap this up. You guys have a great night. Look, have a great weekend, and I will be trying to get another video out sometime this weekend is my goal, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Enjoy some family time, a little R&R, but keep prepping, guys. Keep it up. I'll talk to y'all later.